I'll call the meeting to order. That's all we do.
Tonight when I announced the name of your committee, that's just a ratifying.
Oh. Okay, we are the Public Arts Committee. We're here to bring world-class art to Lewes Beach. It's our job, and we're doing it. It's very exciting. There were no minutes, right? Because I didn't see any, so, okay, great, we don't have to do that. Anything in budget or finance?
Not yet.
So the budget was passed
Yes, we got 15.
on March 25th, and yes. So
Thank you.
I can send out to the committee your budget page with your requests and the adopted budget.
So we made a plea to City Council, which you were there for. Thank you for being my cheerleaders. And we had 10,000 last year, and we asked for 15 because we're doing a much bigger project this year. So, and two, one has 6 sculptures. Hello. So we needed an increase in the budget, and they were so generous and really liked our presentation. We really rocked the room. People were very impressed. They were like, well, at least it's not boring. And so they gave us 15. Heidi, here she is. Just hope for the best. So that was awesome. We got $15,000. Yes. And that will pay for, getting it here, putting it in the park, some of the mural project. I mean, really exciting.
Where are we on the grant from the state?
We got the grant. They said
We did?
yes.
The grant was submitted.
Yeah.
I haven't. The grant was submitted. I believe it was last week, but they had already given us a verbal promise of 12,000.
500.
12,500. But the official grant was submitted last week, and we will just wait to hear.
Okay, awesome. So we verbally got the grant. And then, this brings us to old business, GLF. So we have, this is the letter that Mike has. I just wanted everybody to see it before we send out the first, and when you're done with yours, I'm gonna give one to you. I don't have an extra. So we got our friends together. It was a great meeting, and we figured out, kind of our ideas on things, and we're gonna send out a plea, or appeal, he calls it, for money. And that will be to finance the please, yes, that is it. That will be to finance the things that the city is not able to finance for us. So that's exciting. And it has been coming together. We got $2,000 already for the mural project. When people are very excited, we're working together. So that's great. And so this should go out, if we okay this with, we feel good about it, and then the friends okay it, then we will send this out ASAP. And right now he says 500 letters, and then we'll send emails. I'll send emails. Anybody can send an email with a link, pleading with your friends for money for the Public Arts Committee.
Heidi, who receives this letter?
He has a list of people who he has organized that, tend to donate toward art or the clock or things for town that are enhancing. But he's not sending it to people who really, have no interest in the arts. So I guess you'd call that warm leads. He's got warm leads.
Who is he?
This is GLF, so Mike Rowell. He runs GLF, and he has the database with the emails and the.
Is there anything else that goes along with the letter?
So there'll be a letter and an email. He doesn't have a ton of emails, so I think if anybody does have email lists of people who are interested in the arts, we should send them out ourselves with a link to donate on the GLF website. But this letter is going to people who already donate with another letter that says send a check.
I guess
envelope.
what I'm concerned about is people knowing or visualizing what we've done.
Well, I
So
asked him about
We should
that.
have like a
Image?
cheat sheet that went along with it, just little snapshots of the BPW thing, the
The DeWitt.
Heidi,
the DeWitt,
I just need to make sure that you're aware that the committee cannot send letters. It has to come from GLF or the Friends. Okay. So
Well,
you
what-
cannot send emails.
Nobody in
for-
this group can.
Correct.
Go through
It has to go through the Friends.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk to them then. I'm concerned about sending this letter out and people like don't know anything about it.
We did bring that up. We
And-
did bring that
And
up.
if I have a little sheet that lists, hey, here's the first project that they did, like a timeline, what we've done. I mean, what we've done in the last couple of years. I mean, we started with, we tried to get the Fruin project here, and that didn't, I mean, we don't need to talk about that, but I mean,
Well, I think that we could include the postcard that we're going to print anyway, even, we could include that as well. And that has imagery and a QR code to the GLF website. So that could be included in this letter he will send out.
Heidi.
Heidi?
I agree with Barry that I think this letter would be more impactful if it did say, look at the great things that we are currently working on and that we have accomplished in the last years. And it could include possibly a picture of the DeWitt, the Daniels pieces that are coming up, and that we're working on this great mural with this artist.
So Heidi, you know the organization. This was what it was advised to us, and even though we brought images and we brought lots of pizzazz, and we were told to tone it down a little. I mean, not in that many words, but I feel like he was like, you need to tone it down, honey.
GLF said that.
Yeah, Mike, I mean, his opinion is like a one-pager letter, nothing else. That's how we do it. I'm 100% on board with imagery and a much more, we had a lot more on this, and I feel like we were told to tone it down. Do you guys feel like we were told?
He certainly shortened it, and he took a lot out that I thought.
You're gonna have to come up to the microphone.
Please.
You have to say who you are and.
Yes. And technically, really, this thing should be driven, the conversation should be driven by the Friends of, okay?
Oh, drive the
Because it's their
conversation.
project. The fundraiser.
Okay, I'm Lori Walker, and we did, had several versions of the letter before we came to one that we, as a group, agreed on. That was me and Francis and Mary Ann Murray and Heidi. And I sent that to Mike, and when he got around to looking at it, he sent back the shortened version.
And it didn't have any images, and he wasn't really into
No.
that.
But in my letter to him that went along with the letter that we'd written, we said we thought it should have enclosures.
And
I mean, even
I
if-
don't think he is opposed to the enclosures.
Okay.
He's never said that, and because on the clock, I think we had enclosure. There was a nice thing with a picture of the clock. They superimposed it where it was before it was there. So, I mean, that was a really neat thing that the company did for us. But I think a piece that has, the two-sided thing that you did that'll fit in an envelope. One side has what we've done, kind of some DeWitt, one of the other
Bullet
pieces,
points.
and 2 or 3 pieces of Paul's on the other side. I sent in, there's 4 high-res pictures that we have on file here. I have them, and I may have sent them in to you, that we could use on that flyer. And that needs, I think that would be really good to go in along with it.
I mean, if
And
I got
also-
something like this, and I'm new in town, maybe I've just moved here from Washington, and I was in arts
Who are they?
in Washington,
Yeah.
I was like, what,
Well,
what is
also-
this? I mean, but if I visually, oh, they did this last year, here's
Well, in
something
the
new.
original
They're-
letter, we said, if you're not familiar with us, go to,
The
and we listed the website, and those things were,
No,
it shows you pictures and describes what the committee's all about.
So we
but if
could
I got
add
this in the mail, I might not go to the,
Okay.
I might not go to the effort, but if it's right with this, oh.
So we can send images to the Friends of, and we can make a 8.5 by 11 to go with this sheet, if that's how he usually works, I would say, right?
That's what I would do, and maybe even do a timeline as to what our first project, and, you know, I mean, it's not that many.
No.
You could do small images of everything we've done.
And you can put in a connection to Paul, his baker, you know, his website, for people to be able to see more of his work if you want.
I mean, if it comes as an
Also,
email, that's much easier.
the-
GLF.
He's gonna make a GLF. No, he said it would say,
Friends,
didn't he
Friends
say-
of,
No.
it can't come from us.
But it can come from
In his note, he said
Get
he
behind.
was creating a foundation for the arts.
Stationary.
Oh, sorry, I'm sorry. A foundation for the public art logo on
Okay.
it, on the
Okay.
stationery itself.
Okay, I was
Because
confused
I
about
think-
what logo he was
Because
putting.
I think his first sentence is, I haven't
Oh.
seen, what is the first sentence?
We are a new foundation.
We are a new foundation, and that's why the letter says Public Arts Foundation.
And
Well, if we're if letterhead is being created, I think we could do something, whether we impose a mobile down here or something, to make this less dull.
Oh, I agree.
I'm fine referencing the website, but some people aren't gonna bother to do that. And
No,
if-
I'm on
if
visual
they-
too.
If they take something out and there's an image on it, it could even be a sketch of one of his mobiles or whatever. It just seems to me we ought to be the ones driving this.
But we're not allowed to do it, right?
No, but the Friends can do it, and so, but I just wanted you guys to feel good about this if it's going out to raise money for us, and also I wanted your input on, I mean, this is a strange, to me, it's strange, but he's done this before, so I feel like it's strange, but I'm also,
when I used to work for Horizon Philanthropic, I remember when Steve and Lori came in and were talking about the clock. And I think what Mike is imagining, and I can revisit this whole thing with him, is that I think, you know, it's not a rack card, but would fit in the envelope with the letter on the letterhead. He's got an in-house designer, Ray Daminger, who does beautiful work.
Okay.
And he's probably going to create like a little, if the Friends ask him to, like what what Steve was referencing, which I think is like a little glossy card that would have the visuals and sort of the timeline of the projects that
Perfect.
we've done.
okay.
I completely agree. I mean, this is Dullsville.
I said,
Yep.
I agree. 100%. But I do think there is something, he has a method to his madness, so I don't want to interfere, we don't want to interfere, but at the same time, we're an arts organization, everything needs to be.
Right. Can we just have
we
a
have
have the,
Friends.
friends have a conversation with him about what we talked about in here?
Sure.
So that,
And
They
maybe
know
we
what
can
our-
have a conversation about making the letter, like it was, a little more spirited, a little more
Yeah,
zest to it.
yes.
Yes.
I think our letter was, the one that you had sent me, that you sent to me earlier, was a little bit more, I was like, yeah, let's go. But this one feels a little, yeah, Dullsville.
I mean,
Okay,
I would just
cool.
tell him that the whole committee said that it was dull. I mean,
Yes,
right.
I mean, an
Well-
English
well,
person
he's
could
working for the
make this
Friends.
more exciting.
for the Friends, yeah. Okay, cool, so we get the input, you got the input,
Got
right?
it?
Can I make one other comment?
Mm-hmm.
And this is maybe a little bit, I find it confusing that in the first sentence, you refer to a new foundation, and then in the last paragraph, you say you may give online to the Lewes Public Art Fund. through the Greater Lewes Foundation, and then it's signed the Lewes Public Arts Foundation. The
There's many
terminology is
different names, yep.
inconsistent, and it's very confusing. And the other comment I'd make, going along with something Barry said before, is if I'm new in town and I'm seeing this, I have no idea what any of these are. But I think it may be useful also to make a comment about whether it's a tax exempt organization.
And we had
You
that.
know, it
We
has
had-
the
yeah.
501c3.
I'm surprised
you
of
know,
all things to take that out.
donation letter
Yeah,
that
yep,
you're
yep,
gonna
yep.
get, because that, you know, again, would
Sure.
encourage a lot of people to maybe be more generous.
So I think the Friends letter is the better letter. So that's great to know. Your letter.
Yeah, well, yeah, but getting him to, well, it's really not
Well,
his
it's-
decision, is it?
No.
No,
And you guys, that really is great wording. It's well put. It's very clear. So I think that's great. You guys did a great job. And so we're just going to push for that.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for your
You're
hard work
welcome.
and thanks for, cool. Okay, so the message is we would like to increase the pizzazz.
And put a,
And,
get a flyer of
and
some
visual.
sort.
the minutes.
But we need to really get that flyer dealt
Yes.
with.
Mhm.
If we have a picture of, I mean.
We have
we
all the
need to
imagery
make
we
the
need.
Yeah, the
We
decision.
do.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
all the images, and actually Nancy, who's on the committee, sent them to him, so.
Oh.
Mike has them.
Okay,
Yeah.
Does he have any of Paul's work?
probably not.
I'll send him.
If not, we have high res, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, I'll send him the high-res
Okay.
pictures so that he has them. And
We'll
then-
send them to the friends so
They
they
can-
can send them.
Yeah.
We gotta
Oh, right,
keep this
you have to
clear.
send them.
Mhm. Laura, you have to send
I'll
it.
send them to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Think it matters.
Okay, what was, now I've lost my, agenda.
Well, back to the money is where we kind of left off.
So we got the grant, the city.
We're at
gave us-
27.5. We
If
have
we
a
get the
matching
match,
grant.
if we get
If
the
we get
match,
matching
mhm.
grant, there's another 20, and if we match that, we wind up with 67.50, 500.
Which
So
is
we'll be in good
amazing.
shape for the next few years.
Well, next year at
So-
least.
Yeah, that's better shape. So that's great.
Yes, and this will make us so that we can actually make decisions with money in the bank, and that is just a better way to make decisions.
Yeah.
It stress me out. Okay, now that I've lost my,
Do you need coffee?
no, I just need my agenda. Where did it go?
This,
Oh, the Dewitt. Barry, have you heard any more from
I
Dewitt?
haven't had any, other than, May 15th through the, June 1.
Okay, May 15th to
don't
June
have
1,
a
he's
specific
coming in
date.
for pickup. And he doesn't know that until he finishes his year with
No, it was
school.
May 15th, June 1.
And he's working on a project for a while.
And then our next thing is the concrete after that, so.
Right.
So I will call Shea Concrete, they're the ones that did the installation, and I'll have it arranged to have it removed.
Oh, it's so depressing. Yeah, unless anybody needs a pad of concrete and wants to move it. Putting that out there, if anyone.
Well, you know, they might need it up there at the 16. I know they're,
yeah, they're bringing in tons of concrete and
Maybe we
smashing
could
it
sell
up
it to
or
'em.
something up
Yes,
there.
they can come pick ours up.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Maybe they'd come get it for free.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Why don't you take that on, Barry? Or do I have a second?
Yes.
since I
Is that
suggested it.
Deldot? I mean, are they
Yeah.
the ones building it?
Well, they're contractors. yeah.
I know, but they're
Just
they're
send a
in
dump
charge
truck
rather
and a-
than-
That would be
Federal.
amazing.
that
I
would be
hate paying to that. Okay, so that's happening in the works. And then Heidi and I went to a History Museum Mural meeting. I feel like I'm very loud, is this fine? And it went swimmingly well. It was really amazing. Susan had told me about Ed Otter. He came as the archaeologist from the Archaeologist Society. Andrew Leiter was there from the Historical Society. We had the artists, Michael Rosado there, Tony and Carol from Lewis and Bloom. We also had Jillian and Tim there from the city. And was that everybody? Yeah. And we are gonna have a really cool mural. Right now, Andrew and Ed are working on putting together 4 to 5 events, happenings for every 100 years. So we'll have quite a bit of info. And then they're gonna give it to the artist. The artist is gonna do us very rough sketches, and once we have those rough sketches, we're gonna come together again and kind of give him our input and decide what we want to include and not include. And from there, we'll bring the application process here. But it's really in the works.
May I add something? So what was really a great moment was we were trying to figure out how to be inclusive of everybody in the community throughout time. And so the conversation went in a direction that the way that we may be able to do that is through how work has been done on the Lewis Creek throughout time. And so that winding through space will be a timeline of the history of work in Lewis from, before Dutch settlers were here through the 20th century. I don't remember if we established a cutoff period, but then the artist was also talking about his fondness for and his excellence at painting trompe l'oeil, which, fools the eye. And so the mural will, as he was sort of discussing, it was pretty exciting. He was talking about maybe it would look like there was bricks opening up on the building that allowed you to see into the museum, to see the history that took place on the winding creek over all those years. So it seems like we're really going to have a very powerful story narrative for the mural in the end. So great choice on that artist.
He's amazing.
And bringing Ed Otter into the discussion, the archaeologist.
Is our site big enough?
He said yes, and I mean, he said, 4 to 5, events or happenings for each 100 years. And he's like, it won't all be at the forefront. He said there might be, you might get a feeling of something that's in the distance, but if you were to connect the dots or know any history, it will weave through creek to canal through the years. And I love that creek to canal, the waterways, the building blocks of Lewis till today, like who had a part in it and what was their part, and all being, and Andrew Leiter was just so excited about like the African-American sailors that brought so much to this area and how we could incorporate them. It was like this cool thing that was happening I was like, oh my gosh, it's happening. So it was just a dynamic conversation that I think will just get better and better. And it is, and the Historical Society and the wall and the city, like that's all moving forward. Yes, okay. Yes, and we actually got a really exciting, after this conversation, and then the 3, groups went back to their groups, like we're doing right now. We got a $6,000 donation, $2,000 to each organization to support the collaboration of the mural, which is cool. Instead of giving it to this group or that group, they split it up because they wanted to really put their stamp on the fact that this is a cool moment that people are working together. So I was like, yes.
Who gave the grant?
Not grant, it was a donation from a personal person. I don't know how they want to be acknowledged. But I thought that was really cool. And then we've also gotten some other money coming in. So people are excited to give for that, you know, that this is Lewes coming together around something that acknowledges the history all the way to today. So I thought it was exciting. I was like
So
buzzing when I left.
The original picture is sort of out of the,
It's gonna be, you know, it's like, it's in there, but it's just like the
Not as-
inspiration.
Okay.
It's a part of the whole, but you won't be like, there's that
yeah,
picture.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, the picture was kind of, everybody was good on letting go of the first thought and moving toward this.
Yeah, that sounds much more interesting than that picture
Absolutely,
did.
yeah, so it's so exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, whoa. And so we have another meeting coming up once they've done their research, which is a lot of research. And then we'll meet and then come with the application process, so that way we run it through here and then it goes to city council, because it's on a building that the city owns, correct?
Well, I'll speak to that, I think I can answer that question. I think is this being considered a major installation and a permanent installation, or is it a?
Major, because it's permanent.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it can always be taken down, but it's, for the moment, it is a permanent.
Okay, well then that will take city council approval.
Yes, that's what I
Okay.
thought. So we approve it and then it goes there. And we did say that we would give, the artist is doing a different thing, so there was an increase in price, but it was not significant, so.
Well, I mean, it will have a lifespan though.
Oh,
Yeah.
it will have, I mean, of course it,
Me-
I mean,
meaning that-
permanent being,
Because it's a mural.
yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Right,
The
but
paint-
it's not something where we are going into it with a 6-month installation and then, you know, termination.
Or even 18 months, I mean,
I
it's.
understand.
Yeah, a
Right.
couple
Oh, and
years.
also, at the next meeting, the Byways Committee, Mary Roth wants to be included, and so, which is good because they control the byway.
Right, Kings Highway is on a byway,
Mhm.
and they have an interest.
Vested
in
interest.
what is going on the byway. And I think you're gonna find that they are going to be a good partner because of their reach into Delaware tourism and the dollars that are associated with that. So,
Cool, it could be 4 groups?
I'm not saying that, yes,
Wow.
What about Parks and Recreation?
I think we just better be careful with how many cooks we have in the kitchen.
Why do they?
Parks and Rec is involved.
yeah.
Oh, right,
Okay.
we're already in there.
Okay.
I'm like, let's not invite any more people that aren't in there. Yeah,
Yeah,
but I think that we probably we're
Yeah, we
pushing.
have enough people.
Yeah, we have a lot of cooks
Yeah.
to please.
Well, Barry is the Parks and Rec representative for this committee, and
Okay.
he reports out to Parks and Rec.
right.
So if anybody has questions from Parks and Rec, they can certainly come back and listen to the videos of your committee meetings.
Okay.
Right.
So,
Well, and I can certainly give information at the next meeting.
Right.
And
And that would be helpful, yeah,
to let them know, yeah,
right,
I can do that.
that would be very helpful.
So that seems like it's our new process, which is collaborative in nature, is really working out for us, which is like, oh my gosh, thank the Lord. Okay, so anybody else on the History Museum mural? Okay, great. On to D4. We are like making record time here. So Paul Daniels installation, I mean, things are moving along with that also. I've been really trying to figure out this process with Steve because this is the first time we've done this without a different chair. So I feel like we're moving right along. Paul Daniel is coming in the 23rd. He's gonna be here at 10 a.m., weather contingent. I have Handy Andy and his very strong crew coming in for 3 hours to move the sculptures from the bed of the truck to their approximate location, because I feel like that is something that is beyond my skills. I mean, I think I can, but I'm trying to, hold off.
I unloaded rocks for one sculpture.
I loaded
Heavy
rocks. I loaded those rocks back in. It was
And
awful.
I spoke with Julia about taking, if we need to use a pickup truck or something, if the ground is solid and we hadn't rained, we can drive
Great.
move some of the pieces or some of the heavier stuff to a location, as long as we, don't drive around
Careful.
a lot. Just be very careful.
Yes.
But I think if we get enough people, and I did secure a boat.
I am so
Um,
happy.
How about
and-
an oar?
Well, I have paddles.
Oh, you do have,
So, yeah, we have the boat, and I need to pick that up on
I have
the
a pickup
23rd.
truck too.
I have a backup pickup
Okay,
truck, so,
perfect.
good.
yeah, we're
Yes.
in good shape, I think.
And we have asked for we're asking for volunteers, anybody out there who can hear us. We have the 23rd, the 24th, and the 25th, which I imagine there may be things to do all the way to the 25th, because you know how these things go, they take time. The 24th, the boom truck is coming, so BPW said yes to our boom truck, and they were so thankful and appreciative about what we do after we asked for the boom truck. It was so nice. They were like, "We love what you do. Thank you so much. We really appreciate this." So I was like,
Yeah,
"Well,
that's
thank
great.
you. I didn't know you cared about the art, but thank you." And so the boom truck, we got the boom truck and someone to drive the boom truck
Yeah.
Well, that's
As-
And they also-
as a donation. I mean,
And they promised to come back in the fall for the deinstallation.
yes, and
Right?
because
Yeah.
Tim thinks about all that ahead, which is really appreciative. And so we got a boom truck, we got a rowboat, we have some volunteers, we'll take any more volunteers. I'm thinking that I'll do a little reception on the 24th at my house, just very low key, like the same thing we've done in the past, lasagna, and just for the board and the artist. And then the 25th, we have secured this building, and Paul is gonna give 6 to 8 on the 25th. We can have, some cheese and crackers and sparkling water. Don't bring your wine. And we're having Paul for sure. Paul for sure, and he's gonna do a artist talk. People can ask questions, mingle, get to know him. And I'm trying very hard to get University of Delaware, a wind specialist, and then an engineer, but I haven't gotten lots of responses, but I'm working on it. It's spring break, so I'm hoping that next week they'll all just respond to me. And then I would love to have a little panel discussion where they talk, about the wind and about the sculptures and about the engineering and about all that stuff. But we'll see. If not, we have an artist who's speaking about his work, and this is hopefully better attended than their past opening nights, so. We'll do a PR about it, and we'll put it on our website, and we'll do all the things, but tell your friends. We really need some people here. We need people.
Are we allowed to invite people from the town to come to this
Yeah.
kind of thing?
For that
Like,
opening.
For the committee, do we have committee stationery that we can invite people, local people to come, that we could send out our own invitations? Or is that okay?
We have
for the committee
city
to do that?
we have city little letters that we've sent thank yous out on.
I mean, we may want to send out our own invitations specifically to
Yeah.
the community.
Do we have, the city
Can it come
cards that
from the
we're
city?
allowed to do, or should we just,
Well,
I don't know, how does this work? I send an email.
couldn't it be
Please come.
part of
Even so,
the
it'd be
press
nice to
release about when this
Yeah.
installation
have a
is
mailing list.
and what
Yes.
things people are being invited to?
People will come if they get an
That's a good
invitation.
idea.
They do.
People like invitations
They do.
in the mail.
That's true.
So you're talking about inviting the public to the speaker
The
reception?
speaker, and also letting them know that the sculptures are there. Mhm.
The Friday
And,
night,
and you would want to do that on the
on the
25th?
fifth,
Okay, you're gonna have enough
23, 24,
bubbly
25.
and cheese and crackers?
Yeah, I mean, we'll have what we have, and, they get what
Has
they
there
get, and
been
they don't get
alcohol in
upset.
this room before?
I'm sorry?
I've come to things here
The
that.
the policy has changed. It changed several years ago because there were accidents with wine and beverages and whatnot. So since COVID, this was really turned into a meeting room versus an event space. And because of that, the policy has changed. Now, if the weather's lovely, you could do something out on the patio, but not in the meeting room.
But we can use the AV and have images and have him speak about his work with that little podium, and then people can listen to that, and we can mingle around for an
That's
hour.
already reserved.
Okay.
I have your request, all of that is complete.
Thank you.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
are non-alcoholic beverages allowed?
Yes.
Sparkling water and water.
Well,
Mhm.
we could do that.
Yeah, that's what
Right.
we're doing.
In the
That's
rec,
what I
so
was
you can
referring to
bring-
when I
Yeah.
said bubbly.
Yes.
I was
Into the
not
rec.
thinking
I,
of
I think
anything else.
we have to have one person speak at a time, because I just want to go back to invitations.
Oh,
'cause
yes.
I don't think we wrapped that up.
No.
So what type of mailing list are we talking about for that?
I don't know, each of us send 5 of our friends.
I have more than
Well,
five friends.
Oh, you
I
do?
think-
Wow.
But I think
Barry's got a lot.
we could strategize, you know, maybe to the local art leagues. Rehoboth Art League is one that comes to mind. The Lewes,
That would go out to, on a press release to them, I would
right,
think.
but you know, we could develop
An
a
invitation.
mailing list from galleries, you know, people that
Make it
would be
special is what-
interested in the
yeah.
arts, and then people that we know, I suppose.
So it might be more efficient time-wise and with, you know, handwriting letters of invitation is to do a press release for the art installation and the speaker event.
We are definitely already, that's in the works.
Yeah.
So that's definitely happening, and if we want to develop this, start it with what we have now, and then keep working on this so it gets bigger and bigger. But like the Art League, they can't give us anyone's info.
Oh, no, but.
I understand
that was
what
just
she's
the
saying.
idea, Like, just find communities of
But I
people
think
that
if we
would be
started even with
interested.
5 of our personal people or
Right.
10 of our personal people and invited them, that would start it, and then we can start a Google Doc with, you know, this is the Public Arts Committee people.
Right, I mean,
the people.
we all may know people that teach art classes, for example, or go to art classes, and
Yeah.
might be interested.
We just need to create some
Right.
kind of an invitation so that we can hand them out or send them out personally. And that's what you're asking for.
Right,
And there's no reason why we can't do that.
What about a postcard?
or a postcard.
That's fine.
Oh, yeah.
That way it can be mailed
We're
or
ju-
handed out.
That's happening, that's all.
Just
that's
like
happening.
we've had those
And you've already
cards.
got the visuals,
Yes,
ready to go.
I mean, we had this, something like this.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can do that.
There you go.
That's lovely,
Perfect.
You're invited.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
lovely.
Okay.
Who is going to be responsible for making the postcard?
We have one in the works. We have the press releases in the works, so I have that in the works. I have a postcard in the works, but can I take a picture of the back of that? Because I don't remember what it looked like. And then, but I cannot be responsible for getting the postcards to a person. So that is where I fall off the wagon. So if you would like to stop by the gallery, I can give you a handful of postcards once they come in. But I cannot be responsible for that part of it. But I am making a postcard.
Well, I'd be happy to address
Okay.
You also have 3 weeks until the event.
Yeah.
So let's
Yeah, I mean, we have
keep that
to
in mind as
get
well.
that,
Yeah.
we have to get that
DQ.
done. Yeah, okay. Well, Friday I will do that. Tuesday or Wednesday they can come in, so.
And I will commit to communicating to council members of the invitation. I'm assuming you want them. to do that.
Yes.
And does the city send an email out for these things?
To the
Like an email
council?
blast? Have they in the past?
I mean, we could do an email blast to those who subscribe
Yeah.
for any of them. So if
Yeah.
you just give us the verbiage, we can do that.
Right.
I feel like you have in the past and it's been helpful.
Yeah,
It might be good to embed whatever the postcard is into the email and send that as an email.
Yeah, so I don't know what you mean different than an
'Cause
email
it-
blast.
Well, if it was the graphic that showed up in the email, it would be appealing, is what I was thinking.
Yes,
It-
not
it
just
would-
words.
It would brand the event,
Mhm.
so whatever photos you're gonna use, you might wanna use as a brand for the event and for this art installation, for things that,
Yeah,
we
so we're
do.
using consistent.
right.
Mhm. That works. Okay, so.
Artist here, right?
Yes.
If you send me the postcard, I can share that on our social media at Rehoboth Beach Museum.
Okay, great. And we also have moved forward with the classes. So we are partnering with the Rehoboth Museum, who has a teacher. We have an art teacher, Christian. And so we were thinking, and I don't know how we work this with Parks and Rec, being in the park to do the classes. So in the park, Thursday mornings, 8 weeks, hour and a half, waiver signed, of course. The Rehoboth Museum is donating Christian, and we have money for this materials and also press from the DDO grant. So they offered to charge $5 for the class, and kids from 7 to 10 years old. I mean, win-win. And I offer to be Christian's backup if there's a runner. Just call me, I'll get him.
And which park are you doing?
George H.B. Smith
With
at
the-
the site.
Yeah.
It's gonna be there.
So there'll be a part of it that is, you know, go walk around the park, look at them. Christian is developing a plan and a curriculum, and then go to the pavilion, and underneath there, they will have an hour for art.
Okay, I just need more details from you, but it'll be an event request that will go
Okay.
to the park.
So that will reserve the pavilion?
It is a public park, so I cannot guarantee that you are the only event that will be occurring. So I cannot reserve,
The tables.
no, but for the most part, they'll probably be unoccupied, but I cannot guarantee that you won't have other people in the area looking at what you're doing or coming in, because it is a public
Oh, well,
space.
that's actually a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay, but we'll have to get up together, because I will need the exact dates, the exact times to reserve, and make sure that we don't already have something scheduled on certain dates. So get up with
Okay.
me on that ASAP, and we will, and then I'll put in we can do the event request together.
And
and
does
get
that
everything
sound relatively doable?
Absolutely. I can't think of anything off the top of my head that's a Thursday morning that we already have reserved, but like I said, I want to make sure that we do it the right way and get it on the books and reserve it officially.
Yes, that's
Okay.
exciting. So we'll have some,
There's registration.
yes.
The registration will be directed through the museum's platform.
So that way they know, because they're teaching the classes. So
But
this
it's
is
gonna be
another collaboration. We're just collaborating.
collaborating all over the place. And so you're promoting the classes through your
Press releases,
press release?
the city,
Okay.
but they will direct them to this website if you guys want to, which I assume you would. The Rehoboth Museum, Cape Gazette, all those ways.
Okay.
Mhm. So that's exciting, because this is programming.
And we'll publicize it to our members and through the Chamber of Commerce in Rehoboth. So that should bring more people in too that might not come to Lewes.
Right.
Mhm.
And what
Okay.
about sending it to the principals of the schools in the district?
What are the dates for this?
June through August.
Okay.
Like the second week of June to the third week of August, something, and we skipped 4th of July because there are so many events in town that seems like overlap. But yeah, but
So
yeah, we
that
can
week
send it.
you're not doing it.
I think
Publish
that
it to their communities.
sometimes we could try.
Right.
We could try. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we definitely should send
Yeah.
to
We can-
Cape Homeland open.
I think Deborah. So there's a few people who we've asked to be put on the board, but I don't think they've been called to put on our committee. Tim,
Oh,
I sent an email about 2 people. One was Deborah, who has lots of contacts within the school.
did I get that email?
Nobody responded, so maybe no. I was like, I guess they're busy. It was budget season, so I let it go. I'll send it again.
Thank
Email.
you for the public embarrassment.
I didn't mean to public embarrass you. I just was wondering where we were
And
at.
we are on record and on film, yeah.
Sorry. I'm sure you didn't get it.
Yeah.
But I will definitely
Yeah,
send it
yeah.
again, because I was wondering what happened. I was like,
Yeah.
I guess we don't care about these new people. Okay, email about new members. Sorry, I didn't know one else to ask. 2 members. But one of them has deep ties in the school, so.
Oh, good.
Anything else? Paul Daniel,
No, we're good.
he has an assistant, we've got assistants coming, we need a few volunteers. Anything
Yeah,
from
2 or
you
3
guys
people.
about Paul Daniel you
Yeah,
need
I
from?
have something.
Okay, great. Well,
And I think this is the right time to bring it up. It's my understanding that you all were committed to capturing the installations on video
mhm.
and the services of a videographer. And I want to make sure that you all have spoken to the videographer and explained what your needs and expectations are so that those wheels are turning also.
So when, I feel like, so if we have Paul go to each sculpture and just talk for 30 seconds about each sculpture, when do you think the best time to do that would be? The afternoon of the 25th or on the 26th, or do you know his schedule?
He's only gonna be here for those 3 days, right?
I mean, that's
23,
what I'm,
24, 25.
so maybe the afternoon of the 25th?
25th, yeah, before,
Okay.
if we pick weather.
Prior to the reception?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Do we need housing?
No, he actually has his housing, thank you, though. Mhm.
yeah, I was gonna put him up too.
So what do we need to do to ask Blue if you would please help us that afternoon of the 25th?
So, oh, go ahead, Tim.
No, I'm gonna leave that to you.
So are you talking about doing this during normally scheduled work hours? How, I think we need more details from the committee on what you are looking for in the video, the quality,
We're looking for Paul to stand by his sculpture and talk about it, and then it to be mildly edited in case he says 30 times, but not too edited, be genuinely him speaking about it. And I would say it would take 2 hours.
okay.
For 6 sculptures, maybe 3?
These things
I
always
think,
take longer than you think.
Yeah.
just
I'd
from
allow
my
30.
experience with film, I think we need, I think it needs a mild editing, because you'll want to have,
Yeah.
the pieces are, some of them are 12 or 15 feet tall. So you'll need close-up of the piece, and then to be put on a voiceover with Paul. So we
Sure.
just shoot Paul by himself, shoot that,
Right.
him talking, and then just a sort of a slow down the sculpture and the spinning pieces a little bit, stop
Yeah.
on them for a minute, and just, so I don't think it should take very long, but it needs to be 2 distinct pieces, and then we'll use voiceover over top of visuals and part of Paul, so it does need a little bit of editing.
So
Blue, what do you
Blue, can you come up? I'm gonna put you on the spot now.
Yeah.
But
I have other ideas.
I think, Blue, you have to ask the questions that you, as the videographer, would need to know. And is this something that, what Steve's talking about is?
I mean, yeah, what Steve said, would probably be, in my opinion, I mean, it's your piece, would probably be the better way to go rather than having him stand there just because there'd be so much noise in the background.
Yeah.
So having him off to a side, just go through all 6 pieces, yada, 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 and then cutting it together.
Then edit in the
Yeah,
actual image of the sculpture to that section where he's talking.
yeah, filming the B-roll separately and then just having that while he's talking, he's on screen for a few seconds, cut to B-roll, and then so that you can actually see what he's talking about rather than, I'm sure he looks great, but I'm
Yeah.
sure you'd rather see the art than him.
And would you, if it's super windy or something out at the park, could we do the B-roll and then have him come here or something and talk about each one? Or is it gonna be fine to do out there?
That would probably be the better way to go.
Okay.
You can do it out in the public, in the open, it will, I mean, if there's wind, screens can only do so much.
Mhm.
And then after that point, it's just the entire time.
Okay, so that's what might be the better idea. Go do the in-person sculpture one, video, and then come here and have him,
If it's,
show him a picture and have him
Well, I
talk.
think, yeah, having him talk about it first, I think makes sense, because what he says will dictate what you're going to show in the
Yeah.
sculpture.
Mhm, that's great.
so Blue, your editing, if it's done that way, how much time do you think it would take for editing?
I mean, how long do you want the video to be?
I mean, we want a little video for each one, so we want a QR code to go to a little video for each sculpture.
Okay, so you want like 6 separate pieces,
Yes.
not, okay.
And I
I'd
would
say
say,
under a minute.
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay,
under a
under a
minute.
minute each. I
I
mean,
would
6
say.
minutes, that would probably take an hour and a bit, maybe.
A little over an hour to edit?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to promise anything, but
Yeah,
We're not asking for a blood signature.
Oh, Steve will help you.
All right, so we'll call it an hour and a half, thanks, Blue, an hour and a half of editing, and how much time, Steve, for the,
an hour and a
shooting
half.
yeah, couple
If we
hours?
can do it there,
An hour and a half, 2 hours?
yeah, 2 hours at the most, I would
Okay, so a
think.
total of 3.5.
Yeah.
Okay. all
And
right.
that, I mean, it may be a little less or a little bit more, but I don't think it will be much more.
Okay.
And that would be amazing, and that means the signage is gonna come in after that, because we want the QR code to those. And they can also go on our website.
The signage, is that going to be like a map that shows the area where each of the sculptures is located?
No.
Is that, because Christian, our educator, and I walked through the path today to sort of imagine the education program, and, you know, he's thinking about taking the students around and asking thoughtful questions for them to consider before they get to the pavilion and work on their project. And we were noticing that it might be difficult to tell where everything is if you weren't familiar with the project, so that it might be useful, like for people who are coming down from the farmer's market and they stumble upon one of the sculptures, to know that it's part of a larger series, maybe with a little introductory paragraph and a little, like, you know, wayfinding map.
We have the map that,
Yeah, this one.
we did, right,
I mean, not with
Yeah,
Post-its,
that's
but,
not good.
yeah.
I mean, you could adapt it.
well,
Right, I mean, use that as a model to.
It might be kind of nice to do a cute little drawing
mhm.
of the pond, and then have the sculptures drawn in around, so it's more, a little cartoony looking.
Mhm, a little more
Yeah, that could be
artistic.
fun.
Right.
Okay, my question is,
Who's gonna do it?
Who gets to sleep?
I
You
will
got great
struggle.
ideas.
But my question is also, we have 3 small, so we've never done 6 projects, 6 pieces. So we're gonna have to have our friend Nate, who makes our little stand thingamajiggies that are really nice, and
Yes.
he's an artist in the area. He makes us these little wedge things that hold our signage. Our
Yeah.
signage has historically been this big for each
Right.
sculpture.
Right.
So my question is, if we make it this big, could we just put it on our signage and then have it lean against the ground? Because then it would be kind of at an angle and people could see it, and then we could have the map at the bottom. I don't know.
Could you just do the map on the first
But which
sculpture
one's
of
the
the
first
QR
one?
code?
Yeah,
Which is the first one?
right, right.
There's so many
You're gonna be able
openings.
to
It's
start it
interpretive.
anytime.
It's interpret, yeah, there's so many openings at the park. Like, there's like 3 or
Right.
4.
You're right.
So, and I don't think, we don't have the clout to put up a sign at the big, like, as you walk into the park, at least in the
Why not?
front.
Why not? You talk, let me check with the recreation.
Parks and Rec, could you work on that?
That would-
just
that
like
would
a-
actually make
I mean,
Yeah,
I've-
where?
I have said in the past,
What's the cloud?
that it
Clout,
would,
Right, like
ask,
white-
ask questions
Oh,
about.
that, oh.
I mean, I've said in the past that we ought to have some kind of sign near the entrance to, and I think we may have done this, near the entrance to the farmer's market, so that people would know that the squirts were, you know, around the pond, and we actually had another sculpture there too. So I don't see anything wrong with some kind of a semi-permanent sign, or even one of those wicker signs that you put in the ground.
Could it be like this on each sculpture?
Yeah.
So you have the map, the QR code, the name of the artist, title, and then we usually have name, artist, quote, QR, so it takes them to the website with our video, and then a little map picture so they know there are more. And this would be,
Yeah.
and this would be kind of lean, because our signage has been smaller in the past, it will kind of have to be double the size and lean into the, it'll be in front, but lean into the ground. But they're metal, they're fine.
I do think it would be useful to have two, one at the entrance to the park and one near the farmer's market entrance. So I don't want people to think it's just around the farmer's market, or just, I want them to know.
But what about one at each piece, and it has a little map? And because the entrance, we don't know how people enter. There's like 4 entrances.
Heidi,
Yes.
my question about the signage is, for the piece that's gonna be in the water,
Oh, yeah.
how do you sign?
I don't know. I
You're
mean,
not gonna.
maybe at the pavilion, or maybe near the,
Wherever is the best view of it is.
yeah. I mean, do we need more than one?
I don't know, I'm just, you know, I'm the guy with the question, you know?
I know.
That's all.
And I'm not the
The
girl with
place
the
where we
answer.
put it in,
That's something we didn't
you
think
remember where
about,
we
Tim.
were, where we
I
put it in?
remember.
That's probably the closest,
Well, that's,
and it's,
Or in between
and
two
it's nice
spots.
between
Yeah.
2 of the placements of the other sculptures where that entrance is. So if somebody's going around the pond, they'll come upon the piece there. So that would probably be the best place to put it.
You might even be able to put it on the map as well, where the
Yeah.
sign is, just
Mhm.
kind of
Little drawing.
something,
Mhm.
yeah.
Drawing. Okay, another question is, I had it.
what was it?
Oh, these, do we need to do anything like, don't climb on the sculptures? Annoying, but do we need to put that at the bottom? Please do not climb
They're
it.
very difficult to climb on because most of them
For you,
are-
maybe, but you know how this goes. I mean, if you are determined, it is amazing what people will do.
When
Well, then they're gonna do it anyway, if, you know. I mean,
Do not, I mean, do you think that that is a
Heidi?
Can
worthwhile?
you use an international sign for that?
when I was at the
Seriously,
National
rather than-
Gallery,
Oh,
they
yeah.
had a hand
Think about it.
in a circle
Right.
with a line through it,
Right,
and it
No touchy?
right.
Under
Yeah.
penalty of law.
Okay, so a hand, I like that. Hand with, oh, my hand is giving the finger.
Don't touch.
I didn't mean that, but it is. Okay, so this is the signage. Okay, we got signage. It's not coming out until the week after because we are gonna do the filming. And Blue's gonna get us the imagery. Okay, going on the website. We got anything else? Anything else? My brain is spinning, just so everybody knows.
Yeah.
There's like 40,000 things about this that need to happen all soon.
Yeah, it is exciting.
It is exciting. It's happening.
And everyone needs to start praying for no rain.
Yes, really.
Please. And wind on the day that Blue's gonna be doing their videography, so that.
Oh, right, yes, yeah, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I don't think we have to worry about wind ever.
Yeah, well, you never know. What was that?
We could have a leaf blower.
I love it.
Why aren't you, we're signing you up.
Yes, that's gonna be your job.
Isn't that what they do with models? and
Yeah.
stuff?
Well,
Yeah.
And make sure it's electric battery powered, please.
thank you. Yeah.
So, was there something else? Okay, I think we have that covered. I think Paul's gonna do a lot of it. His assistant's coming. We have people, we got boats, we've got boom trucks. We have an opening reception, PR.
You'll let us know when the invitations are ready? We
The
Stop by
invitation.
and get them.
I'm gonna call that a postcard.
Postcard.
Okay. Postcard, yes. I'm gonna let you know. I cannot be, I have to say what I can't do. Oh, perfect. Anybody else, anything?
I just wanted I had a question, for Tim and, Janet,
And Julia is.
and Julia.
It's fine, Barry.
The Friends of Public Art, is their charge to only raise money for this group, or could they raise money for other people?
What are you talking
What are you talking
about? They're the wrong people to ask.
They're just our friends.
They're just our friends, they're not their friends.
That's my question.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
I'm
Is
confused.
that what you mean?
Yeah, are they just our friends
Yeah.
and nobody
Do
else's
you have a car
friends?
payment you're worried about?
But
or
why are
something?
you directing this to the city? Because they're not even involved with the Friends. We have to
Okay.
make,
Well,
we have to
because
make,
they're the ones that sort of, so it's exactly like the Friends of Canal Front Park then.
Well,
almost.
these are better friends.
I think so, and
Are
they
you all
are
a
friends.
incorporated nonprofit, or?
GLF is, yes.
So you're under the umbrella of GLF? Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yes, this,
Yes.
GLF kind of
It's
works
not
in that way.
separate.
No.
Okay.
So we don't have to make
Barry,
our own CO.
I think to give clarity, the Friends of Public Art was loosely modeled after Friends of Canal Front Park. So they would be raising funds for
This group.
public art projects overseen by the Public Art Committee.
Right.
That's all I want.
Yes.
Just want to clarify.
Because again, the acquisition costs associated with art is something that has to come from the private community and not from.
Well, the acquisition would be permanent.
Oh, I
And so
understand.
if we
What
lease
do you mean
something,
rent?
kind of different, but
Well-
we're trying to make this more clear.
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
But you pay for music, so.
What's that?
If you have somebody in mind that you want to share.
No. I just wanted to make sure that you were exclusively
You're.
aligned with us. That's all.
Yes.
I just wanted to clarify
Do you
that.
have any other
Allegiances.
allegiance?
And they are my friends.
Could you please come up to the microphone if you're responding? Thank you.
We came into being, Barry, just for the Public Art Committee.
Okay.
Are you worried about their allegiances?
No, I'm not. I just wanted to clarify that the money that they raise all comes to us. That's all I wanted.
Yes.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
I
That's
would
good.
like to clarify one thing while you're there, that you're going to go back to Mike, change the letter back to what we
I'm
wanted.
gonna go back with the letter I sent him
Right.
and say, let's work
And-
together and get
And
a
he
compromise.
will get, I sent the high-res pictures to him. If we can get a couple pictures of like the Dewitt piece and maybe one other piece, we want to,
And the rack card is coming.
yeah, a card that will go in with that.
Perfect.
Can this get to him by the end of the week, the physical card?
No.
Are you gonna put, now here's where I'm confused.
I mean, a lot of
We
people.
talked about Mike's people putting together a card to go in with the letter. Is that,
Yeah. We don't know yet.
well, we need to know that real soon because it
Yes,
needs
we
to go out.
can, we can
That's a
talk to,
Friends function,
Right.
so the Friends will let
They need
you
to
know.
work on that.
Yeah, you need to figure out whether you're gonna get one from Heidi or you're gonna get one from,
Well,
or Mike's gonna make one.
Okay, the decision needs to be made by the end of the day Thursday.
great.
Right.
And Lori,
Yeah,
if,
yeah, by tomorrow.
if you need any
One at
help,
a time, please.
Tomorrow,
Wait a
that is
minute.
tomorrow. Oh,
Thursday is tomorrow.
I thought it was today was Tuesday. Oh, my.
Well,
Okay.
the rest of the world is.
That's what happened.
Heidi speaking.
if you need any help navigating Greater Lewes Foundation or with Mike, just reach out to me or ask me to speak with him because I worked with him for so long. I think I can communicate clearly with him if, you know, he's not understanding what you're interested in.
Heidi,
Thanks.
You cannot
Oh, I
be, no, you cannot be a part of that conversation. You are on the committee. They are the Friends. You cannot speak to Mike on behalf of the committee or the Friends. regardless if you worked with him in the past. There
Well-
has to be a very clear separation between the committee and the Friends
And
and
I-
GLF.
But she can talk to the friends,
You can talk to the Friends.
that's all.
You cannot speak to Mike.
May I talk to the friends in front of Mike?
Janet?
Heidi was
Just
in
do
our
it and
meeting
don't
with
talk.
Mike.
Well, I'm
I-
the liaison between the two.
I think when the Friends group was established, it was clear that, maybe it wasn't that clear, I thought it was clear, that committee members could not be communicating with GLF. It had to go through the Friends, and the Friends would report to the committee on their fundraising efforts. Because there has to be very clear distinction that the Friends are doing the fundraising, not committee members.
One's government and one's nonprofit.
Correct.
That's,
Right.
that's all.
But the pieces that go into,
Microphone.
the pieces that go into the letter that we're sending, you mean I have to get them from Heidi and take them, is what you're saying? Heidi can't be.
Well, she
in
can
her-
send them.
So the
They're all
thing is that I shouldn't be on the committee with GLF.
Correct.
Okay.
You, no committee members can be on the Friends group.
Okay, so we'll have to, so we can make that
Right.
happen, because before we did have that, because I mean, Mike was like, oh, we should have somebody who liaisons between, but we need them to liaison between.
Right.
Okay,
Correct.
great, good to know, thank you.
No problem. We're clear.
Yes.
Would you introduce our new member?
Oh, Susan Hiller, she's great. This is Denise, Carol, Steve, Heidi, Susan, who's here with us, and Barry.
And Susan expressed interest months ago and kept coming to our meetings and is new to the area, but not that new, and would love to be part of it, and it's been a great, already been a active and great participant. So, yes, sorry, I
Welcome.
should have done that earlier,
Welcome.
sorry. I get carried away.
I feel like I know everybody.
Okay, yeah, you've been,
While you're at it, you could introduce
Oh, yeah, our
their new
friends.
friends.
Mary Ann and Lori. Mhm. Yes.
And Francis.
Committee if I'm still a friend.
And Nancy is the other person, Nancy.
And Francis. Or
Nancy and Francis,
Can
mhm.
Francis be on the committee as a donor herself?
Yeah, we
Maybe.
all are
Okay,
donating,
okay,
I mean,
fine.
donating. Mhm. Not-
We don't care where the
Frances
money comes
has
from.
given us money in the past and is giving us money this time. Mm. She's a friend. Friend,
She was on
Yeah.
the bus trip to Glen,
Glenstone?
yes, which was a great,
Amazing.
So we're 50, I mean, you know.
well, but it's great that somebody on the committee now is so interested. I mean, on the bus tour was interested, and we've had people who have come back from that bus tour. It was a success. We'll have to
And
do another
she-
one at some other time, not in the
Yes.
spring.
Is our gift, our matching gift anonymous?
Our matching gift, I don't know. I mean, it would, hopefully we get the match and then maybe we
Then
can,
that person
we
might
can
wanna
ask.
come.
Mhm, yeah.
Okay.
You had the big reveal that day.
But if anyone would like to give, feel free. We're asking for donations for our matching, so we're really,
Can we still donate through the city?
yes, you can donate, and we just sent, oh, here's one more thing, $450.
Why would you want to do that?
Yeah, well, we don't know, but $450 were given for the T-shirts. Mhm. So we sold 10 in January, February, and March.
Now, I'm confused. You said, can you donate through the city? I thought all donations had to come through
You can donate to the
GLF.
city, and that will go toward the installation if you would prefer. But
Oh,
that would go
it's a
toward the
separate entity.
installation.
Now, don't even go there.
Yeah,
Just, you're confusing.
yeah, you can, if you would like, and that would go
You
through
may, but
the,
we prefer not.
Well, so the person who wants to give to the Public Art Committee, they need to know that if they're giving it through the city, it's not going for the acquisition of the art.
it's not going to the artist.
It's not going to the match. We
No.
want everything to come to the match.
We want it to go to the match, yeah, that's
So-
true.
So we should discourage
Yes.
Well, the only
Donate.
thing that we're asking is either through the QR code or in the letter, it just
Right.
says a donation there. All of that goes to,
I know, but if
Funding.
if they're donating another way to the city,
Then it won't be
it's
matched.
not going
Yeah,
to
but I don't- there's
That's
no-
very
help
true.
meet
there's
the
no,
match.
there's no avenue to give money to the
You can
city
give
that's
money-
publicized.
Yes. Mhm.
Right, so they would have to think of that and say it specifically, so I don't think we.
Well, we have given through the city in the past because that was our only way. But now
Right.
we've changed the way because it got confusing about where the money could come from or
Right.
what it was used for.
But that's all in the
For.
letter, so.
So now,
And in fact, we take money from anybody.
we'll take money. But, okay, so I think we have hit all the points and we're trying not to go 5 million years over. So I'm gonna call this, anybody, anything? And I motion to adjourn.
No, ask for a motion.
Oh, I would like to ask for a motion.
I'll move that we adjourn the meeting.
All right. Meeting
Second.
adjourned. That's what you say.
Adjourned.
There you go.
Thank you.